Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 10 Japanese destroyer, Shimakaze. She has 21,900 health, a top speed of 39 knots, 6 127mm guns, 15 torpedoes, a surface detect of 5.9 kilometers, and 33 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, improved torpedo rearm, reduced the chance of flood and fire, improved acceleration, concealment. For my commander, basic firing training, last stand, superintendent, survivability expert, and concealment again. We are on the map, the Atlantic, and this is Bastion. You probably don't get to play a lot of Bastion. I don't really want to play a lot of Bastion. It's not really compelling at all. There's some weird quirks with Bastion where the center has more than one point at times. I don't know what dictates whether it does and doesn't. And we are in the Shimakaze. That is 12-kilometer range torpedoes. No, I didn't choose them because they're superior. I just wanted to see what they played like. One thing I am interested in checking out, as I have been playing some of the Japanese destroyers that are unreleased, some sort of gun system. I just don't feel like Wargaming knows what they're talking about this particular design philosophy. They said we would like to bring them back from a torpedo boat. We want them to be more hybrid, and they will be the standard that we compare all the other destroyers to. Your torpedo systems will be satisfactory. Your gun systems will be satisfactory. That's not what this is. And that's not what they're going to be. I just don't see that. If they have a different definition of what a hybrid is, maybe that's the only explanation. It's not what they are showing off. What I see is the same excuses that you have whenever you're in a Japanese right now. My gun systems are poor. The turrets, they rotate slowly. If I'm caught out by a US or a Soviet destroyer, I'm basically dead. That's pretty much the experience that I've had. And it doesn't really matter whether it's a new or an old. And that's why I'm trying to think about possibly going the gun systems. Advanced firing training, rate of fire, faster turret traverse. Something. You have to fulfill the anti-destroyer role. You could get lucky with torpedoes and hit them in the smoke, of course. And notice how I sent with the Baltimore. I basically protected the inside of the island and the potential bailout position for the Baltimore. He's taking a lot of damage from my friendlies because he's showing a perfect broadside. And I'm begging, please don't kill him before the torpedoes hit him, because they will hit him. And it looks like we get lucky. We get the last 5,400. I would have had 2,000 or 20,000 if it wasn't for you meddling kids. I'm happy for my team. They did a great job. The Baltimore overextended. He should have known that. He should have stopped way sooner. But yeah, I'm not seeing the solution to the Japanese destroyer woes in the changes. I'm just not. And that's partially why I wanted to bring this game up. I haven't had a Shimakaze game on the YouTube channel in a long time. People have begged me for a gun system, and I swear I did a gun system game, and maybe I shared it, maybe I didn't. Either way, I'm really frustrated that I cannot perform my role correctly. To me, a destroyer is an anti-destroyer counter. If you find him out, if you use your smoke effectively, if you have good gun accuracy, you should be able to win every single 1v1. Tier for tier. I can't imagine that the gun systems would be that much weaker, that it is hilariously poor for a Japanese to even consider firing their guns. It's better for them to just try to hide. That's the world we exist in right now, and I don't like it. And I don't see that changing. But maybe there is a build that will make them viable against enemy destroyers. I know for me personally, in my gearing, I'm basically going anti-torpedo because the gun systems are already superior to most that you will fight. The only ones you're afraid of course, are the Soviets, and the Soviets have terrible concealment, but they make up for the maneuverability at range. They're very hard to hit, and they know it too, and I wanted to send torpedoes against this little smoke area. It felt like it was a perfect... Ugh, another Shima. Get out of here, Shima. Nobody wants to see you. Please, I don't want to have to pop my smoke. Good, he left. Yes, he left. I'm taking secondary fire from a battleship, of course. It must be German in origin. And I felt I had filled up the smoke plenty. We gotta get some kill, right? There has to be something there that will take the torpedoes and die. And I sort of pulled a Notser as a bonus. Yeah, that's what I'll call it. It's a bonus. I don't... It's not really a bonus. Are we gonna get a little bit? Yes, we are gonna get it. We're gonna get 2 torpedoes on the Yamato. 30,000. Not bad. Not bad. We caused a flood. I think he probably has not sustained any fires recently, and he puts it out. And I try and tell my team, hey, this guy, he doesn't have damage control. He's vulnerable. You know, Wargaming, it would be really nice if you had a damage control call out that people could use to tell their team. Most of the enemy is over by the 2 sector. It's so weird saying 2. B point. 2 point. 2 point doesn't make sense. Sectors. These are sectors. Yeah, no. So that's exactly what they are. And they seem to be pushing forward. Most of my team is still rotating around the 1 line. Well, the 1 point. From the Grossakua first is backing up. He appears to have the premium camouflage that makes it look like a turbot. And he's not really having a lot of fun. No, I don't think he's having a lot of fun. But these guys seem to be distracted. Ooh, the Bismarck has his premium camo as well. You know, it's fun seeing the premium camo. I like it. I think it's a good mechanic. I would prefer that it wasn't so extreme as a reason to not rebalance some of the economy. I already feel like the economy's great for everyone but aircraft carriers. Sorry, aircraft carriers. And I'm just trying to wait on my torpedoes. Now, the 8-kilometer range torpedoes would work just fine in this scenario. No need to have 12-kilometer. And I'm giving ground. I'm attempting, at least, to see if the turbot is going to maintain the same direction and speed that he was going right now. You know what, turbots, and this goes out to all those German battleships that have torpedoes, you're sort of very predictable. You sort of try to rush your enemy so you can use your torpedoes. And he's probably crapping his pants now because he's going to take a ton of torpedoes, and we devastate the enemy turbots. And we keep our friend alive. I do have smoke that I can use to protect him. I don't think I'm going to hit anyone else because the torpedoes might be a longer range torpedo, but they're not the 15 or 20. I can't remember that the old Shima used to have. Yes, the days where just walls of torpedoes, covered ocean, and enemies left, right, and center fell to your might. No, those days are long gone. Enemy Minotaur is sort of stuck by the 2 line, or the 2 point, the 2 sector. I'm going to try and detect him for my team. That's my only goal here. I don't want to be too close, because radar is really crappy for any destroyer, but especially crappy for a Japanese destroyer. And he pops a smoke. I mean, obviously, he wasn't going to be stationary and not pop his smoke. I have to get back in range to use my torpedoes and possibly detect him. And I was curious why there was there is someone sending torpedoes this way. I don't think it was him. I think there is something else out here. He does send torpedoes on his starboard side at least, and we can confirm that. I don't want to fire my guns because I will be detected. I want to fire my torpedoes. And I don't know why he's detected. Maybe it's radar. Let's check. Any friendlies that are close to the enemy that could potentially be using a radar system. And there's a couple enemy battleships that seem to be pushing forward again. I'm going to try to slow them down again so the Großer Kurfürst on my team can succeed. I send 2 forward and 1 in the rear, hoping that maybe he slows down, maybe he speeds up, maybe I can fill the entire gap, and of course, he's turning hard to starboard. Not going to hit him with these torpedoes. Complete waste of time. There's really no way for the torpedoes to hit him once he's committed to changing his speed into his direction like that. The Minotaur is still alive. I probably could have used my torpedoes against him. I expected, since he was detected, that he would die, and he seems to be right on the other side of an island. That's always the best way to be, right? Hide on the other side of the island. Nobody could fire on me unless they go up the rear, and that Grosse does exactly that. And he's probably in a better position than the Grosse that I've been protecting for most of this game. I'm going to move forward. Enemy Mogami is suicidal. He doesn't have any chance whatsoever going up against tier 10s. He's got to be in the back, unseen, but he does have torpedoes, which are probably the biggest nightmare for a German battleship. They are slow, sluggish. They have a difficulty changing direction and speed. Is he going to be able to hit him? He hits him with 1. Ooh, I think he's going to hit him more. Oh, there's a Shima. Oh, crap, there's a Shima. Well, we're detected. So, well, waste of shot. We should just fire on targets that we want to fire on and see if we can cause them to have any attention. Oh, the Shima. He sent his torpedoes against the Großer Kurfürst. Well, this is your reward, of course, for being an aggressive battleship captain. You're going to take all the attention of the enemy. The Yamato, of course, is showing way too much side. And that's a kill secure. That's absolutely a kill secure. 85 or 86 points of damage. Yeah. Not a lot. And the Ford is actually engaging me. I decide to pop my smoke. And on stream I was like, here's your smoke. I was yelling and screaming. I wanted to give him smoke, but he kept moving forward, and I just couldn't. So I sort of covered his dead carcass with the smoke that I was trying to get in position to use. And we're going to attempt to secure Sector 2. We just saw at least 10 torpedoes from the Shimakaze. He might have 1 set, so I don't want to remain in the exact same position. Gotta be careful, right? Enemy Hindenburg is moving into the sector just a little bit too slow. We have our torpedoes, and I am sending, assuming he might bail out and turn back. I was not expecting an enemy gearing to show up. And I'm not going to pass this up, of course. He could have torpedoes. I'm going to fire my guns. And we missed with our first shot. You didn't see that first shot. Notice we've just covered Sector 2 in torpedoes. And the rate of fire is below average. The turret traverse is subpar. But the gun systems can be effective when you're not risking the ship. And they do pretty good damage, as you can see, whenever I hit the target. The enemy Shimakaze, he's pushing forward. He wants to get that auto spot, and oh, our torpedo gets him. We don't get the Hindenburg, which was our primary target. I don't have torpedoes. And he sailed right up to my smoke. I decided to bail out of the smoke before the 2.5 auto detection. And I'm waiting for him to show himself. And I don't want to run into the island. I try and adjust my heading, of course, but there's no way I can turn back. I have to turn towards the enemy, starboard, in order to make sure that the island doesn't stop me. And we're able to help kill off the Shima. We did pretty good damage, honestly. I really do want to try a gunship build, like just as a main build. I know that's not what the Japanese are good at, but anything's better than what you see here. Yeah, sure, we did great. Our team did great. We were in position to take out enemy destroyers, and I feel strongly that destroyers should be able to take out other destroyers, but you're giving up a lot on your torpedo systems in rearm. I mean, a lot in rearm. and you're not really seeing that much in return, considering the rate of fire. So I don't know how much I should really invest in the gunship. And that game worked out pretty well. We got some pretty good torpedo hits on some unsuspecting ships, and we assisted in killing some destroyers, which is more than most Japanese. We got First Blood, Kraken Unleashed, Devastating Strike, of course 5 kills, almost 100,000, not quite. We earned 1,948 base XP, top on the team, but there was a lot of people who participated and did a great job for the team. I don't know what happened to the friendly gearing. He was absolute bottom. He must have died right off the bat. Most of the damage, torpedoes, not a big surprise. We hit 2 or 3 ships significantly. I hope it was fun seeing the Shima, and I will, of course, address more Japanese destroyers in the near future. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.